Welcome to the Trading Bell. This is a special edition, Matters Sustainability. Absa have just released their sustainability report and also a climate report as well. And I'm joined by Charles Wakabi, the Head of Sustainability and Corporate Affairs at Absa Bank, Kenya. Welcome, Charles.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well done on the report as well. But I noticed there was a bit of some components. There was the sustainability launch, and there's a focus as well on climate, which probably you could give some color to it, why you felt the need to also just call it in as well with climate. What was the story behind it?
Yeah, no, thanks, Maina. I think today is really an exciting day for us.
Yeah.
Putting out there into the market the sustainability and climate report for Absa covering the year 2024.
Yeah.
We've been on this journey for a few years now.
Yeah.
This is our third sustainability report to put to the market. I think there are two distinctly unique things about this report. The first one is what you just mentioned. So. Unlike before, we are calling it a sustainability and climate report. So previously we had a sustainability report, and then we had a climate report, that we filed directly with the regulators. We just thought that for the ease of people and our stakeholders who are interested in understanding our ESG story, that is better we combine this report, so that they are, so that it's one report. If you're an investor, customer, client, a colleague, regulators want to understand our story. We thought it just makes sense to put everything together, for ease of reference. So that's number one. Number two is we've started, among the very, very first companies in this market to start the adoption of the new reporting standards, IFRS S1 and S2. These are ISSB reporting standards. From a regulatory perspective, this is supposed to be implemented in the 2027 reports, so those would be published in 2028.
Yeah.
But you would see in our report we talk big about governance. We take just that acknowledgement that we won't wake up in 2027 and we are able to do everything. So we've started it. We've started the journey early. What some people call early adopters. And we're really proud to see what has come out of this report. It's a continuous journey of improvement. We'll keep learning. Even as we engage our regulators out there, the conversation is we are trying to make an effort here to be a lot more accountable, a lot more clear in bringing the right disclosures to the market.
Okay.
And we just hope that this report helps in that effort.
Lovely. And I love that explanation that, with the advent of new ways of reporting, we have to keep as well thinking of how we're doing it, how we're adapting to this. By the way, let me ask you just a quick one. I ran a poll today asking guys, what's the most important component for you when it comes to ESG? Is it environment, social governance? What's yours personally?
So I don't think that you can choose one because either you choose affects the other. So you can talk about social without environment, and you can't talk about the environment without talking about social. Yeah. And if you talk about those two, you can't leave governance. So because governance then determines how are we running our business. Are we doing the right thing the right way at all times? Yeah. If you're talking about social, then we're asking ourselves, how is the way we are doing our business affecting the communities in which we operate? And it's the same question for the environment. The way we run our business, how is it affecting the environment, the clients we are working with, the deals that we enter, the facilities that we on lend to customers? How are these things affecting clients? And so the pillars of environment, social, and governance, they're so intertwined. The environment is being degraded by society. Society is suffering from the degradation of the environment. You really can't separate the two.
No, lovely. Let's get to a bit of the report. There's some good numbers there. I mean, I'm even sometimes surprised by the numbers you're looking at. And amazing work as well. I've heard even from participants really commending the reality on the ground, the trees you've planted and the likes. But let me get to what you have committed to, achieving net zero by 2050. This calls for a lot of milestones. And now that you're set for the next 5 years to stay on track, how are you doing so far? And what challenges do you foresee probably that may come by?
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the report, there are a couple of things that we are really proud about. First, I always say, we are a financial institution, and so our story must start at the financing stage. it's our core business, you know, and you know, there's this phrase that I like to use, and we say finance is the oxygen of commerce. Yeah. So there can be no economy without the right finance systems in place. And so if you look at what we've done from a sustainable finance perspective, 47 billion quoting in 2024. You know, in there you're talking about inclusive finance aspects, but you're also speaking about green and climate finance. Yeah, so you know, you'll find within that big number of 47, there are specific numbers. You know, things like 25.1 billion shillings on lent, you know, via Timiza platform. Now that's really critical because Timiza primarily serves previously excluded groups. Yeah, and it also primarily serves micro enterprises. You know, and if you know anything about the Kenyan economy, you know that that's where the engine is really roaring.
Absolutely.
So you know, it's a privilege for us to be able to do something for this segment. You know, you'll see something like 4 billion in climate finance, working with different corporates, big corporates, medium-sized companies, but also individuals that are doing specific projects that are responding to climate change. Not just from a challenge perspective, but also some people who are seeing opportunities in climate change and pursuing those. So, you know, sustainable finance is a big is a big highlight for us.
You're right. 47 billion.
47 billion in 2024. You'll see some numbers around empowering you know, SMEs with lots of non-financial support. As we go about our business, one of the things that we've clearly learned is contrary to popular belief, so financing is a really big need, but there are a lot of entrepreneurs that you fund and they don't know what to do with that financing, and so you end up leaving them in a worse off position. So you've given them money, you know, they are not clear on plans on what to do with this money. So they are carrying a debt, they are paying a debt, but if they didn't, you know, invest this money in the right way, then it just becomes a burden on them.
Awesome.
So we've gone, you know, significantly bigger on the non-financial support so that we can prepare entrepreneurs for financial support.
Okay.
So there is a big number there that you'll see, something like 30,000, you know, SMEs that we've been interacting with in capacity building and helping them just to get ready. And then there are many other things, you know, like you said, you know, the usual things like 1.5 million trees as at the end of 2024. Just this year alone, we are nearing 400,000 trees. We're doing a lot of rehabilitation in the mangrove ecosystem in Malindi, Kwale, and Mombasa. You know, and for us, these are just efforts.
Okay.
You know, that are getting us closer to that dream. So many asked something about net zero. So we've aligned our ambition to achieve net zero status by 2050. Operationally, we think we can do that. You know, from our own operations as Absa, we think we can achieve by 2040. You know, from the different mitigation adaptation efforts we are making. But there is, you know, but we've created a buffer time, especially from a financed emissions, you know, to allow us to set the right systems, the right frameworks to be able to track accurately. And begin to take actions that will get us there. Okay,
lovely. I normally have, and I appreciate your CEO is now the chairperson of the Global Compact Kenya. And sometimes when I ask the CEO, Judy Njino, about the Vision 2030, now we see the goalpost probably is moving, or probably, I don't know how we have been faring on, and the percentages are not as good as you would expect. Probably we should be talking 90, 70. From your perspective as a sustainability practitioner, what's your comment on this?
So sustainable development goals, you know, set a while back, you know, pin put on ground was 2030.
2030, which is just, you know, we're smelling it now.
Yeah, it's just around the corner. We're about 15% of those SDGs are on target, you know, which kind of rings a bell. You know, if you're into sports and you watch those races that have many rounds, when you're coming to your final lap, there's a bell that rings there.
Yes.
I think the bell has rung for us. We are well behind target. And I think it's a moment of awakening. You know, and food for thought. For both the public and the private sector. To ask, you know, what can we do?
Do you see an extension?
What can we do? So I mean, I don't think it's an option, right? So, you could talk about whether there's an extension or not, but we are at 15%.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, but I think for me, what's important is for every corporate, as we are striving to do, for every corporate to say, what good can I do,
sure.
To ensure that we are getting closer to those goals, because those goals, are a lot of work went into them, and I do strongly believe myself, that they represent some of the most pressing challenges that we have to solve for in the world.
Okay.
And so, for us at Absa, it's a question we're asking ourselves every day, in the way we run our operations, whether it's in our hiring processes, in our supply chain management processes, in our operating models, in the way we're managing our risk as a bank, in the propositions we are building, in the strategies we are making. It's a question that's on the table every single day. Is what we are doing good? Yeah, so not just to do well, but to do well and to do good. And so I think that's the invitation to all the other corporates.
Good.
I said before, this is an area of collaboration, not competition. And so hands are open on our side to partner with like-minded corporates as well as the government to get just that much closer to a better developed economy.
I love that. And as we end the conversation, I would like you to comment on two things I saw in the report. There's the Ready to Work and Women in Business programs that have impacted thousands. If you could comment on that, as well as what you mentioned on the co-creation of governance frameworks and regulatory compliance. What are you looking at in those two spheres?
Yeah, so Ready to Work is a program that we run, is a certifiable program available online for free. Basically targets the youth, ideally from when you're in the back end of your high school, through college campus, to when you're starting to work. It's called Ready to Work because it helps you to prepare better for the work environment. Yeah, so you go to school today, you graduate with flying colors. You come today to an interview, I ask you the first two questions and you don't know what to say. Or maybe you do and I give you a job and you really don't know how to go about work. So Ready to Work is a skills-based program that aims to help our youth to make a better transition from school to work, whatever work means to you. So if you want to do self-employment, start a business, or you're getting employed. So that's really what it targets. From a women in business perspective, it was really a realization that most of them belong to the broader band of SMEs, but women face specific structural challenges, that we have to carry out a bit more affirmative actions to help them come on board. And so it's been a focus for us for a few years. We've impacted about 1 million women in businesses. Again, as I said, with financial and non-financial support, and this is something we are really committed to. And then to your final question around governance, I think there are two elements to this. The area of ESG is still green, pun intended. And so there's lots of development around it, from an opportunity perspective to a challenge, from a challenges perspective as well, but also to the way we are managing the risks around it. And so, regulators are busy developing new regulations every day. And as Absa, because we've walked this journey a few years, always open to work with them. So, we were in the room with, with the regulators working on the Kenya Green Finance Taxonomy, we with KBA and industry peers, discussing these regulations and which other governance frameworks we can put in place to enable businesses to run more sustainably. Not just ourselves as financial institutions, but also the clients that we serve. That's the first one. And then the second and the last one is advocacy. This is out of a deep-seated belief that at Absa we could be woke and aware and doing these things because they're the right things to do. But Absa is only one corporate in a market that has many registered businesses, and so we feel that we have the duty to put our hands out there and bring in more into the fold, and that's why you'll see us playing big roles within business associations, whether it's your KEPSAs, your KBAs. And now, as you rightly say, at the UN Global Compact, where CEO Abdi Mohammed is now running as the chair of the Kenya chapter. So it's a continuous journey. We can't sit here and say we've achieved everything, but we can sit here and say we are proud of the progress we are making. And we are sure that working with like-minded partners, we can make further and faster progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't end without talking about the eco homes, the soft launch we had in between your sustainability launch as well. The 3 pillars, we had solar, we had water, and we had biodigester.
Yeah, so it's energy.
Yeah.
You know, if you're so basically the Absa Eco Home Loan, basically what we're saying is green your home today with the Absa Eco Home Loan.
Okay.
An interesting proposition we put together to allow homeowners to begin to to install whatever equipment infrastructure they need to have in their homes for their homes to be green.
Okay.
By the way, we've worked with the Kenya Green Building Society on this one.
Okay.
IFCH certification. So you can get your home certified by doing a very simple thing. So this proposition
where they have already constructed, you can come in and help me.
Absolutely, it's usually better before you construct, because then you're not demolishing and replacing things.
Yeah.
You can have it in your planning. But the Absa Eco Home Loan has got 3 main offerings.
Yeah.
If you want to do energy, so if you're solarizing your home, you want to install solar power systems. Or you want to replace your appliances to what is called star rated, and that's because it's more energy efficient, so far and so forth. You can come to us, we can talk to, and we can have a conversation around the facility. It's available to all our clients as well as non-clients. And we've entered some interesting partnerships there with people like Sun King, Chloride Exide, that can help you. That these partners can help you to get the right equipment in your hands. Okay. Second one is water. So if you want to do water harvesting, water storage, if you want to replace the water equipment like your water faucets or closets in your home, so that they are more efficient in terms of water usage. Okay. Again, you can come talk to us and we can have that conversation. And then finally is waste management to build a better environment. Yeah. So we've got things like biodigesters that we can help you put in place. We've got things like wastewater recycling. Not all the water that that goes down the drain should go down the drain. It can go down the drain, gets recycled, and you can reuse it in your home. So it's a proposition that we think says that we are putting our money where our mouth is, and hoping to help our clients more and more, get to that place.
Charles, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you, Maina.
And congratulations to the entire team.
Thank you very much. Thank you
for the work. Yep. There you have it. That's Charles Wakabi, Head of Sustainability and Corporate Affairs at Absa Kenya. They've just released an amazing report. I believe you can interact with it on the website. Charles, if they can go there.
It is on the website, yes.
It's on the website. Go ahead there, go interact with it, see the progress they're doing, and much more. Thank you so much. That has been the special edition of the Trading Bell.